Welcome back to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is the penultimate match of the season. Last round was a win. We had a little bit of concern with Sith Eternal Emperor. He kept everything for offense. Most of the challenge didn't come to fruition. When it comes to the defense here, Darth Revan stood tall. That's why he's just an automatic place on defense for me in 3v3. Other territory up here. Finn standing tall, even at gear 11. This is how good the Resistance heroes are, which is why I think they are worth the detour to get, as long as you are done with other things on your roster. Definitely don't go out of your way for them, but if you have them farmed, you just need to throw some gear. And it's why I like gear 11, because you can get more characters who need a bunch of Kairos. You can afford to give them the Kairos. And then as Separatists, they held up, or Grievous. And then ships we saw held. Let me show you how many attacks they stood for. 2 shots against Grievous, and then he only attempted a single attack against Malevolence. I forget what his fleet looked like, but it wasn't as deep. And we tripped up on his Empire fleet because I forgot that, or not even forgot, I didn't even consider that if you go for Sith Eternal Emperor, you're going to have a strong Empire fleet. And that did not come into my considerations when I attempted that battle. This round, my opponent is Ludox. Another Sith Eternal Emperor, far more terrifying than the one that we went up against last round. But when we look at his Grand Arena history, he tends to keep his Sith Eternal Emperor for offense, and it's because he's got a pretty shallow roster. So let's take a look at what the hot bot here says. This is a Discord bot from Hot Utils. Bring this up all the time because I want people to know what this is. It's a very useful tool. You can use it on my Discord channel, or your guild can add it to theirs if they don't have it. Weak guild. The GP here is not very high. Lifetime banners is respectable, but on the low end, which just tells me he doesn't participate too much. And what I saw from the Grand Arena history is he'll play the game mode, but he stops if he gets stuck. And that's kind of what we see here with the clears, but he has a respectable amount of undersizes considering how many clears he has. Top 80 GP, I've got the advantage. Squad ranks are fine, Zetas are fine. Zetas for me are just a measurement of how long the account's been around. Gear 11, Gear 11 speed, I've got a big advantage. And this is where the bloat is happening, this Gear 12. And actually, I thought a couple rounds ago, I saw somebody with like 50 Gear 12. This dwarfs that. This is, I think, the most I've seen of the Gear 12. And this is one of those places of bloat that you should be avoiding. Like, characters who are obviously good, take them to relics. Characters who are questionable or don't give you enough at Gear 12, just leave them at Gear 11 until you have a reason to bring them up, because you're going to get matched up against people like me. And well, I bring this up all the time, but I want to just sell these points. Okay, well, as we look at the roster, we'll talk about it more. But he's got a bunch of Tier 5, whereas I have a bunch of Tier 3. I think Tier 4 is a good point, because Tier 5 takes some good gear. So I would only be bringing characters I have to Tier 5. I know why people do it. It's for Challenge Rancor. But I don't. Reasons like that have an expiration date, I don't find good enough. So here's the rest. I've got Commander Ahsoka. He doesn't. He does have an edge with Sith Eternal Emperor and the Relic 8. But again, he saves it for offense. I think he should leave it on defense. No Jedi Knight Luke. A weak gas. slow Darth Revan, and the rest of these characters are fairly slow except for his Thrawn, but only Malevolence, and that's because he's in a smaller guild, and this is one of those places where I say go for the 5-star unlock, then take the Negotiator up to 7 stars, because having that fleet depth is more important than having one of those ships at 7 stars, at least for Grand Arena. There's arguments to be made for other game modes. Now, the point I want to make about these rosters is what we're seeing here is a player who's a little bit more top heavy. It's not about having a really strong top. It's not about artificially keeping your GP low. I'm not about that. What it's about is just a balance, a middle way. Like, take your good stuff up, leave your low stuff behind, and you want to have that steady balance throughout your roster because most players don't play that way, and it's going to give you a huge advantage. And that's what my new account series has been about. And though it is a strategy that has paid dividends even in the early game. All right, so now here, let's break down this defense. I think this is all the same. We're not going to break this down. Here's what we're looking at with the defense. Old Republic at Gear 12. I hate to see it. They're not very good. The Gear 12 adds basically nothing except on Zelbar, and they're easily soloed. I prefer to keep them in my Gear 11. This Dooku team, that's fine. The Mother Talzin is fine. Daka is really the most important gear here, not these other characters. This Bastila, I hate to see the Gear 12. Juhani. Now, lower territory here, we are looking at a very solid Palpatine, Grievous, CLS, and Ventress. And this is what I mean when I'm talking about having that balance throughout the roster, because he's got a lot of GP that's on the upper end, but he doesn't have a CLS team at Relics. That's the type of stuff that is going to kill you, not having those good characters at Relics, but still having so much GP in your top 80 that you get matched up against really competitive players. It would have been better off to ease up on some of these gear requirements. Like, I have a Gear 11 B2 still. And he doesn't have a Relic 7 Grievous. Anyway, we'll jump into this. I think we're just going to start with this Grievous. I fell out of the habit again of yeah, this is what we want. I have not watched the latest episode of What If. I did hear it was good from the librarian at the library I go to, because I grab comics regularly from the library, and the librarian who works there is another comics guy that I talk with. He said it was good. So I need to watch that, but not watching it yet. It happens like once a year. I'll decide to catch up on The Walking Dead, and that is where I'm at currently. Don't like it. Don't like it. We'll go here. I need to trust my math. I don't. Okay. Alright, these guys should both go down at just about the same time. There might be 2 hits though. Why do you get to do 2 metalloid monstrosities and not just 2 turns? Beautiful. Little scary. But I guess inevitably a lot of those relics are going to come up. Alright. Let's just Jango this really quick. I guess I could Jango the Telzing. The Telzing's really more worthy of a Jango. But I'm more concerned with getting through this territory. I picked... No, after the Grand Arena. Can we wait? It's too early for dinner. Dogs want to eat early. No. No. Come here. Can we just blow them up? Okay, good. This would be a lot scarier with a relic spirit. One of these days I'll get to that relic spirit. I grabbed Saga from the library. That's the comic I'm reading right now, the Brian K. Vaughan. It's great. It's just great. All right, CLS here. This is what I hate about these kinds of CLS teams. I don't want to use something good against them because it's only gear 12. It's I would prefer them at relic so I could have that decision removed for me. I think we're gonna gas this Palpatine. Because that saves the other good Jedi in the small chance scenario that there's a Sith Eternal Emperor on the back. But if Sith Eternal Emperor is back there, we're not going to beat him. I mean, there's no way, not that Relic 8 with Ultimate. I don't know, he's not getting through my defense. He's not getting through my fleet, definitely. Happy surprise last round was seeing how effective gas is against Jedi Knight Luke now. Not that I see Jedi Knight Luke on defense too often. I probably should go after Malik first. Well, that we got that tenacity up. Oh, you know what? I need to fix my gas mods. I have this offense gas now that is just not going to cut it anymore. I'm thinking through if I want to taunt. I think we just deal with the sacrifice if we get the sacrifice, but... Can we stand up, gas, please? God, I hate that Shaak. I hate that Shaak so much. Can we not behave like this? I should probably just be focused on Malik, but I kind of want... How do I want to do this? Can I just feel like we can get through Fallen more easily. Take them both out. Perfect. Alright. I need to make a note to fix those mods. He's modded for arena, not for running with the 501st. And the CLS. Oh, you know what? Let's just JTR this. If I'm remembering right. Because JTR used to be a CLS counter. But that was before Chewie. But I have a relic advantage. I'm just trying to think through if I'm missing something here, because I really would prefer not to use anything more than JTR. Let's just do it. Chewie with those assists and the recovery adds a little. There's an AoE, but it's only gear 12. I think we're fine. Let's get a stun off if we can. Perfect. We will pull that turn meter away. And let's see if we can get through Chewie fast. Perfect. Oh, wonderful. Is what I mean, it's a Relic 7 JTR, so in the Relic 7 R2, so it's not like we brought in junk or anything, but JTR is one of those teams I probably would be overkilling whoever I brought it against. It would be like First Order or Bounty Hunters or something like that. Alright, let's check this back wall. Just nonsense. Just you see all this gear 12 that's not needed. Like all these Ewoks just doing nothing. This Kylo, because he didn't go for the First Order route, that Kylo, like I still have a gear 11 crew. He doesn't have the clones brought up. Like, yeah, he only has a gear 11 gas. That's 6 stars. Bring up the 501st relics. I was thinking about, I mean, we usually bring Wampa against Nute, but I think I want to try Wampa against this Dooku. It's probably dumb. Because there's a lot of firepower here. There's a potential of a stun lock. That Duke is going to have a lot of recovery. We're really betting on the days to land, which is not going to be a guarantee. And we'll think about it. I'm doing Kylo real quick here. Alright. AoE, get Retribution up. Blind gone with the counter. Yes, we get that healing immunity. Alright, let's just start landing big hits. Not yet. It's too early. Come here. Just while the healing immunity is up, I want to keep doing these big hits. Alright. I'm going to do the AoE to get Retribution back up. Perfect. We land another healing immunity. We'll do those hits again. Wonderful. Yeah, we got this down. The first few of these, we were kind of all over the place. Probably because it was kind of working without issue. We kind of hit auto on a few of them and went through. There's some nuance to it. Not a ton, but some. Alright, now, can we just trooper these guys? These guys are weak. What if we do this? Probably get through Dooku the fastest. This is not a great setup for these characters. Take her out. Just take her out right now. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. We still have all my good stuff. We got Nest, right? See, this is one of those things where why I think it's very important to consider what is bloat in this game and to understand that Gear 12 is bloat. Understand that Relic 5 can be bloat depending on who. Because, like, the opponent we had last round with the Relic 4 Sith Eternal Emperor was far more of a challenge than this guy with the Relic 8. Now, part of that is because Sith Eternal Emperor was placed on defense with that opponent. But he also had Jedi Knight Luke on his roster that he had on defense. He had Gas. He had a lot of characters that this guy just doesn't have on his roster. Just gonna auto this. I guess we'll bam this. Yeah, so watching The Walking Dead right now, I know most of you have probably quit that show several seasons ago. I've got a thing for zombies. I'm looking for a BAM right now. Like, when I was younger, I was lucky to get a decent zombie thing to watch once every 5 years. If that, maybe 10 years. And now there's a worthwhile zombie thing at least once or twice a year. And it's great. And I'm happy to watch mediocre and bad zombie stuff. I like that genre. I'm glad we are living in these times. And you know who is really sneaky good at zombies? The Koreans. They are just dominating zombie content. Like Train to Busan, great zombie movie. There's a movie, I think it's on Netflix called #Alone. There's an American version and a Korean version. The Korean version is great. The American version is not watchable. There's another thing on Netflix, a period piece zombie show called Kingdom. Just wonderful. Fantastic stuff. Oh, it's golden period. I'm just going to land these. What I was hoping for this round, maybe we'll get it next in the finals. I wanted a Relic 7 crew team to go up against from to test out this BAM counter to see if it works at Gear 12. Because it works against like Relic 4, Relic 3, no problem, but it's those SLKR players I want to see if we can get away with a Gear 12 BAM. The Gear 11 one was not working. We had a Gear 12 BAM, but not a... We had Gear 11, Quill, and IG-11. I feel like I'm talking too much to pay attention to what I'm doing. Let's get that foresight up, land that burning. We got to get another Shaak on to crew so he doesn't recover. Come on, land that Shaak. Perfect. Get those whistling birds. And that AoE. Oh, he got rid of the Shaak. Come on. Come on. Let's get Mechanic Savvy back up. Or no, he doesn't do that. Quill does that. I know BAM, at least at Relics, is a solid defensive team these days. Maybe more because people don't have a go-to counter. I haven't looked at the counter data in detail to see what people are bringing up against it, but it's decently competitive. I would have loved to have brought Nest here. It's too late now. I think we're going to risk a loss because I just want to test it out against that Dooku. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? That feat for Dathomir again. I need to make a preset for this. I use it too often. It's not even a good counter. It's just I like to do it. It's fun to play, but it's kind of a waste of Watt. There are better uses of Watt. Maybe if I had different characters on my roster, we had different things we were going up against. Like a lot of those Watt Vader combos are probably far better uses of my Watt. But Vader can already beat plenty of things just because he's good. I like that this elevates Wampa to a level where he's dealing with things that can be a pain or require better teams. We get that cleanse, which allows me to do my dispel right now. We got to deal with these counters, though. Oh, no! The timing was awful. Alright, we're going to lose. See, this is why I didn't feel great about it this time. Yeah, no, it's over. It's over. We'll have a relic Watt soon for JMK, because we're definitely going after JMK. God, you bastard. Alright. I can't believe you survived that. We're going to go for the hit. Right. That's what I was afraid of. The relics were just too good for me to get what I wanted out of that. Alright. I think we'll just do it this way then. And I usually do it against a Dooku lead, or a Nute lead, not a Dooku lead. I don't think it's the biggest factor. Oh, this is missing a crucial piece. The dispel. Alright, we are going to mark Droideka right away before Droideka creates problems. I'm going to save this for when Dooku stealths. Call the assist to prevent the counters. And use the strategic advantage for them. Then just do this. Beautiful. I think we're done goofing around. I don't know if, well, I guess there's a couple more solos we could do. We do have Jedi Knight Luke that can do a solo. We have Master Luke, which can solo. And we've got Vader that can solo. We got 3 solos in us, potentially. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, we'll try and get 3 solos in. We're going to do Master Luke here. Pretty sure that's what I want. Let's blow him up. We'll increase the cooldowns for no reason, because she was also under ability block. We're going to Jedi Knight Luke Bastila. just auto this. Come here. No. Can you wait 30 minutes? Just wait. Come here. Up. Conquest is going well. I need to put my thoughts on it. Like I guess I'm feeling ambivalent towards it. Like I'm more irritated of the lack of testing to catch obvious problems when they launched it. I mean, they presumably took the time to not have Conquest for a month to fix bugs and to prepare for this, and then failed to do any quality control. We'll do Vader here. Or do we want to do Vader against Nute? No, definitely Vader here. All the extra feats, the extra energy, the extra crystals that it's going to take. I get why they're doing it. I don't... There's a competitiveness that needs to be maintained, and I'm waiting to go through it to see how player friendly or unfriendly I consider those changes. Let's chuck it. Okay. Because I don't know how many refreshes it's going to take. I don't know how many of those feats are necessary. I'm sure if I spent the time on Reddit, someone's probably already done the math. I just haven't done the math, and I kind of want to feel it viscerally by doing the event to see what I think. Because, like, yeah, I know that it's annoying that every sector now we have to do these boss battles multiple times in order to get all the feats, or that it's not even possible to get all the feats without doing the boss battles multiple times. But they're also not worth that much, and there's a ton of feats now. I don't even know if it's necessary to get those feats. So I just want to see like what level of completion is required for Conquest before I start like getting upset about things. I don't know. I don't think getting irritated by this game is worth it. Did we do that other territory? Yeah, we did that. All right. Or do we have any more solos? I mean, we could just blow this up with... Let's just do CLS Han Chewie. I don't want to think about it. Had, come here. I don't know. I don't think she's going to cooperate right now. Just blow up nest. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. It's too early. No, you have a dinner time. No. I understand what you're asking me. This is not going to happen. Let's pay the taxes. Alright, let's clear the ships. Alright, we've got a nonsense Radis fleet and a really weird Thrawn fleet. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. We will Rebels this. Although Rebels against good Empire is not the greatest idea. Although this isn't really that. But we're going to Bounty Hunters this. Just in case the reinforcements are good Empire. I honestly can't believe that we don't have ship presets. I would use ship presets way more than I use the squad ones. Like, I wasn't going to rush to judgment on not seeing fleet presets at the beginning of August. Because I thought, well, we got plenty of time. Like, yeah, we're not seeing them. CG's going to roll things out. And then just day by day would go by, week by week it would go by. And just, I held out hope for that shipload of content. Yeah, we land that breach over on shuttle that I wanted. We're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna hit Marauder because Marauder can't dispel. Let's just spread the breach. I don't... Do the AoE. Does the capital ship count towards the breach? Probably not. It's probably... I need to read the specifics more about these ships. Oh, I like IG-2000. Perfect. Wanted that stun. I kind of miss Fleets 1.0. I used to run Mace Windu and Fleets 1.0 and did great with it. There was an awesome target lock fleet you could use back then. Not the case anymore. These are not the reinforcements I was expecting. I like that sound for the Slave 1 now. That's new, right? Or is that old and I just don't use the slave one, so I had forgotten what it sounded like. No. Okay, good. I don't want to lose Cad Bane. Oh wait, this is Chimera, right? I gotta hurry up or I'm gonna lose my... there he goes. I was digging around too much. Well, Scimitar is useless now, because the whole point of Scimitar was Houndstooth and Cleansing. But maybe it'll help keep my boy Razor Crest alive a bit longer. Everybody's got days right now. I'm gonna just use a basic. Oh, and I'm running out of time. I was not paying attention to that either. I am going to taunt on... I should have done it on Scimitar. I'm wasting time. Can I please use the seismic charge? That's all I want. Just let me do the seismic charge. Let me do the seismic charge. Do not die yet. I have... No! Fine, we'll do that. I can't believe this match. I was just like, I could have taken out that Sith bomber. I was just goofing off. I deserve that. I wanted that seismic charge to blow up a bunch of stuff. Maybe I should have brought it out sooner. Relic levels will be higher on all those pilots pretty soon too. Yeah, we're just going to take out Scav Ray as quickly as possible. This fleet really falls apart without her. Oh, the new account is what we really got to be focused on is we got a rematch in the new account. I should have said this at the top of the video, top of the record. The player Megumi Chinzana, or who beat me last week in 21 3.3, we have a rematch. And it looks like he set down a pretty similar defense. He cleared my defense last time without any issue. I used the same team. We'll talk about it in a second. We don't need to blow that content right now. We're focused on this. Yeah, let's pull that turn meter. Whatever. I needed to use a basic. I need something to just remind me that I need target locks. Let's drop that burning. I did add the relic on TIE Fighter Pilot during the off period here. This is why I also didn't go after this Sith fighter last round, because it has a weird priority. It comes out early. I'm surprised it came out before Slave 1 though, because Slave 1's also another high priority reinforcement. But I've stopped placing this thing on defense. A lot of people will place it in their defensive reinforcements thinking that, oh, it's my weakest ship, I'm just going to throw it on defense to fill out my reinforcement. But no. Even that weak ass ship is going to come out early. All right, we need to now. You know what? I forgot to do those Dathomir feats again. I was going to bring in just like Savage in with some of those solos, but I forgot to do that. I don't. It's still possible. We're playing for a top 100 finish, so we'll see what we get. We are going to head to the new account. And we are back. Last round was a win that was shown in the last video. I attacked second, so we are not going to go over it. Mugami Chinzano here. This is the guy who beat me last round. He had those great troopers that the mods were too good for me to deal with, and I didn't... They were the last team I attacked, so I didn't have a strong enough counter to deal with those troopers. So I'm not going to make the same mistake this time. Looking at everything else, it seems for the most part the same. So he should be able to handle my defense. I did rearrange them, hoping that he won't review the footage, see which teams I tend to use, and maybe use up a counter early. He moved some things around, but it's basically the same. So I'm expecting to see on the back wall Hux, Troopers, and Grievous. We're going to basically do the same thing, and I don't have a lot of changes this week that I didn't have last week, but I did put a Zeta on Jolie, and I did add a lot of ability materials onto Darth Revan, so that team is far stronger. The question, though, is, what I did last time is I used my Darth Revan against Padme because my Darth Revan last week wasn't very good. So I felt like, whatever, I can just use Darth Revan here. Do I still want to do that? Because Padme, this is not an ideal Padme team. I just want to check the mods and the ability math. You know, I think we do it anyway. I think we could basically do everything the same. What I can do differently is I use Jedi Knight Revan against the Separatists instead of Grievous, because I don't think it's necessary to use it against Grievous. And then everything else, we treat the same. I think that might be the safest way to go about things. Which team did I gotta double check which team I clicked on. Alright, we're gonna start with Geos. And I used Thrawn last time. We're going to stick with that. Even though I have a weak Thrawn. Thrawn is still great and everything, but he's resource intensive. And I rather, as long as he exists, that's kind of good enough. Vulnerable to AoEs and everything, but it's fine. And 3v3 with a gear 11 Vader. I think we're going to save the saber throw. I was considering it for a moment. I need that ability block. I need this ability block. We're golden now. I'm going to chuck it at Sunfac. Because I want the ability blocks to stay over on Alpha and Poggle. Oh wait, I don't have... The stun isn't the Omega. I kind of forgot about that one. I should have just fractured him. Doesn't really matter at this point though. I'm just thinking it through. Do I really want to handle it this way? It's more than we need. How does my Darth Revan look? I think we'll be fine. If we don't... Maybe... Okay, here's what I could do, though. What if I did bounty hunters? How fast are you? That's not fast. My Jango is way faster. Just want to double check where his Grievous is, because I'm kind of relying on Grievous still being weak, and I have not verified if that's still the case. It appears to be that way. 80, no Zeta. Yeah, we're not gonna take it. We're gonna still respect Padme. The Grievous is suspect. So we don't need to take the chance. I think our instinct last round to just go with the safe counter is the right one. I want this win. I was not expecting to get a rematch. I want it. And I know he can clear my board. So this is coming down to banners. Do that. Hit that stagger. And take out Padme. Alright. Should be no surprises on that back wall. That's what we're counting on here. Troopers, Hux, Separatists. These guys are stronger than they were last week. Crew looks about the same. I think the Grievous is a little stronger, but about the same. Okay. Did I say crew? I meant Grievous. So we'll do this in the same order. We're going to start with CLS and Chewbacca. I don't remember how clean this was. I know we won it, but I don't know if that's something maybe I should have considered, was how clean these counters would be. What kind of banners were we getting? Maybe there's a more optimal route. Maybe we were losing banners. And I forgot to check if there was a Zeta or not. I don't think there is a Zeta on Sith Trooper, but at this gear level, I don't think... Okay, there's none. All right. Okay, that's full banners. Now we did Jedi Knight Revan last time. We are not going to do that. We are instead going to do Bounty Hunters, which might be a mistake. But I think we can get away with it. Boba Fett's the Dispel. With where the abilities are, I don't know if we need to worry too much about things. I think we're going to go with a stun on Droideka. We don't get it. Ability blocks. Whatever. We'll dispel Droideka. Yeah, easy. Grievous is... I used way too much against him last time. Alright, so now we have Jedi Knight Revan here, which should make this easily handled. Plus we have the Zeta, where just in case this goes poorly, Jolie can save us. I think we're going to try and get a quick advantage. We'll try and get rid of Veers early and quickly. Leave him alone. God, these guys are fast. I do not like how... No. How are these guys so good? I should have hit Piet. Should have hit Piet. All right. We still have options. Because that top territory is weak. Should have hit Piet though. So we'll do it this way instead. And I need to gear up that Jolie. He's the next thing anyway. All right. How fast are you guys? I mean, I know Veers is boosting their speeds with the lead, but still, I just want to control. Can we just? All right. Still, I just feel like even with that speed boost from Veers, that's just... They're real fast. Alright, we're at least getting through this board. Now, I used Han and Chewie against Shaak T last time. Hopefully they're also still pretty weak. They are much stronger than they were a week ago, and oh my god. If I remember correctly, he did not have the Zeta on 5s. So these guys are also much better. Are Troopers my best option now? I feel like Troopers are my best option. Because last time I just was able to just rip out Shaak T before they even took a turn. That's not an option this time. But should be able to dispel and take out Shaak T now. Come on, go down fast. You're 2 stars. All right. Rex is... Hopefully Rex uses the Rexalates on Stormtrooper. Don't die yet. I need you to stay alive. Okay, good. Because now I got a super-powered Piet. Jeez. All right. And Phoenix, we can do whatever. What do I have left? How's my first order looking? I'm not in love with that. They're so weak, though. I think that might be my best option. Did I put... Oh, you know what? I did change my defense one thing. I'll show after this battle the change I made. Oops. Right, yeah, I've Shaak. So I think I had Shaak T on defense last time. I put Karth on defense. I guess I could actually use my own Shaak T. But where's it? What? I think we will. Level 6. I was not expecting it to be that high. My clones aren't good though. See, it's on level 7. Echo might be the better choice too. The other option, and I think this is the way we're going to go, is Hux. Because with Hux, we're going to get a Dispel. We're going to get the Hux lead is going to give a damage increase on the basic. And all those things are going to elevate the lower level on these characters. We're going to save the Dispel for when that taunt inevitably happens. Maybe we won't do it that way. That's the... Oh, God, these guys are so weak. Really need to level up these basics. And because my crew is so weak, I intentionally didn't go for the taunt, so I'd have no taunt, and I forgot about that. Or I guess I do have the taunt, but I don't know what triggers it right now. Oh, come on, man. No, don't. Leave him alone. Just leave him alone. I wanted to just let me take out Hera. Let me take out Hera. Oh, don't. Leave him alone. No, this is not going to work. The question is, do I quit or keep going? So close. Come on, just give it to me. Come on. No. Don't do it. No. Come on. Yes. Now the problem is he's going to beat me far more cleanly than we just are going to be beating him with. Let me just auto this. I don't think we're going to get through Chopper. Everybody's got level 3 abilities, and that was something we're going to need to rectify. Because one of the reasons I have so few Zetas on this roster is it's been more important to me to level up abilities. But in most cases, I'm usually leveling up specials and uniques over the basics, because basics are expensive. But in the case of the First Order, I want those basics with a Hux lead at least. And without the Zeta, I far prefer... Without the Zeta on crew, I far prefer the Hux lead. But now when we come back in, Hera will be gone. So we're going to clear this board. Alright, come on. So I'm kind of hoping that he misplays me, but he will probably deal with my roster without an issue. I was considering changing up my fleet, but it wouldn't have changed things. And my defense isn't, other than Karth being on defense, is not significantly stronger or different than how it was prior. All right. The reason, I guess I could have brought in Echo. It's just my sergeant is stronger for him being a pilot. And I don't have the 5 Zeta, so 5s can't be on this team. You know, Arc Trooper would have been a good one, because Arc Trooper would have been dispelling. Oh, come on, man. And these, they're low level abilities on these clones. This is not a team I've really started working on yet. I gave them a little bit just so that I could throw them on defense for territory wars. And because they're going to be the next, not quite the next team, but I'm going to be working on these guys pretty soon to qualify for gas. Not the clones, but Shaak T and then the Separatists. But if I'm working on Shaak T, then having a gas team or clone team to go with it is just natural. Yeah, this is what he did last time. This stuff's too weak to be an issue. Hopefully he got lucky a couple times in the last round, or by setting up my defense differently, hopefully he uses his teams differently in a way which paints him into a corner. Otherwise, I'm at a pretty big disadvantage. But we at least cleared him this time. Is that Sunfac or Spot? That's Sunfac, okay. I guess we could have not called out a reinforcement. I think that's worth more. There we go. I'll update in the comments below after he attacks me. It's probably in Japan. Mugami Chinzano would be Japanese, but there's also a lot of anime fans, so you never know with those Japanese sounding names. Really excited for Star Wars Visions, though. I'm so close to that Kyber. All right, we are wrapping up. Don't know what it looks like this final round, but got videos to work on. I've been very busy with work lately, but I will try. I need to at least get my thoughts out on Conquest Mall, everything. So we got at least something I'm going to get out soon. But trying to find the work-life YouTube channel balance, and that is a difficult variable to fit in. Thank you again for watching. Be safe out there, everyone, and be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.